Hello and welcome to It's All About Missions Country Spotlight. And this video we're going to actually look at the country of Latvia. And you may be wondering, okay, I've never heard of Latvia at all. Where in the world is that? Well, it's actually in Europe. It's near Russia, and it's a Baltic state. So it's on the part of it borders the coast of the Baltic Sea. And I'm putting a map up right now. You can look and see where it is so you know where Latvia is. It's by Lithuania as well and Estonia. There are its neighbors. And so Latvia is a European country, close to 2 million population, 1.95 million people is roughly what the estimates are with the population there. And some unique things about Latvia. The first thing about it is it was a part of different parts of Poland and then Russia. For a long time it was a part of Russia up until World War I, and then after World War I it had its independence for a while, and so it was free. It was its own country. Latvia became Latvia, and for several years, but then it struggled, and then after World War II it once again was brought back into the now Soviet Union at that time. And so it was a part of the Soviet Union all the way up until 1991, when the Soviet Union began to fall apart, and it once again had its own independence in 1991, and now it's its own independent country. And it is a smaller country. It was the main religion there. There's actually a lot of different religions. There's Russian Orthodox, there's Roman Catholicism, and as well as Evangelical Lutheran. But pretty much it sums up that most of these here, and there's just small percentages of each, but about 80% of the population make up those what will be Christian. But really, truthfully, we know that as Christian, they don't believe, and they believe that you have to work to get to heaven. They don't believe that Jesus is the only way, that you've got to work and do all these extra things. And we as Christians know that the only way to heaven is through Jesus and what he did on the cross, his death, burial, and resurrection. And so the people in Latvia, they don't know the truth of the gospel. They don't know because they're just following vain religions. And there's many other smaller religions that are there, but there's not a lot of Christians in the country. And there's a need for people to go because guess what? There is openness. It's freedom of religion. You can easily get into Latvia. You can go in. You can preach the gospel. You can plant churches. And there's a great need to go in here and share the gospel. Some current things that happened back in 2008, actually, it had a financial crisis and almost went bankrupt, and thankfully they had to get some help, but they eventually recovered and are doing very well now, and are very well off themselves, but they're doing very poorly spiritually. Because the truth is, they don't know the truth of the gospel. They don't know that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And we need people that are willing to pray for the country of Latvia, that God would raise up laborers, that God would send people there to take the gospel. But you know what? We need people that are willing to say, you know what? I'll give my life. I will go to the people of Latvia. I will go share the gospel with these people who have never heard. The capital of Latvia, I forgot to say this, capital of Latvia is Riga. I hope I'm saying that. And the language there is Latvian. And so those are things that are important, and we need to know that there is such a need there for the gospel to be preached. There's open doors as well. Will you pray for the country of Latvia? Will you pray that God will raise up laborers to go preach the gospel there? But also, will you pray that maybe God would call you to go and to take the message of salvation to these people? You see, our life should be all about missions. And as we look at these countries, we'll be praying about, God, what part can I have in helping getting the gospel to this country? What part can I play? How can I help give, or how can I go and share the gospel with people who have never heard in Latvia? And let's remember, our heart and our desire should be, as God's is to see the world reach to the gospel. And let's see the world reach to the gospel in this generation.